Greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queen here, and I'm finally back. It's finally time to talk about the first episode of Series 15, The Robot Revolution. Belinda Chandra's boyfriend, Alan Budd, gives her a certificate naming a star after her for her birthday. He proposes, but she rebuffs him. 17 years later, on May 24th, 2025, Belinda is captured by robots and taken, as her queen, to Miss Belinda Chandra 1, a planet orbiting her star. The Miss Belinda Chandra kind are composed of humanoids and robots who coexisted peacefully until the latter took control and some humans began to rebel. The robots are controlled by the great AI generator, who plans to merge with Belinda. On their spaceship, Belinda blames Alan for registering the star and supplies her a time fracture. The doctor, who had been in pursuit, is sent backwards 6 months, and by the time Belinda arrives, he has become the historian. Explaining a fault that prevents the robots from hearing every ninth word, the doctor and the robots rescue Belinda. The doctor realizes that the robots possess a certificate identical to Belinda's and have had it for over 5,000 years. He concludes that this is related to the time fracture. Belinda allows herself to be captured, asking the robots to spare the rebels. Belinda and the doctor are taken to the great AI generator. Discover that it's not AI, but Al, short for Alan. After Belinda had blamed Alan, the robots used the time fracture to capture him 10 years earlier in 2015. Seeing life on Miss Belinda Chandra as a game, Alan merged himself with the machines and started the war. Using every ninth word, Alan communicates to them that he is in pain. Belinda touches her copy of the certificate to Alan's, causing them to experience all of time simultaneously. The doctor rescues Belinda, while Alan reverts to his sperm and egg, which is cleaned up by a robot. Now free, the humanoids and robots rebuild their society, while the doctor takes Belinda to his TARDIS. He describes her meeting distant descendant Monday Flint and wants to know how the robots acquired the certificate. But Belinda, disturbed at his insistence that her counter is destiny and refusing to be on its adventures, demands to be taken home. The TARDIS is unable to return to May 24th, 2025, bouncing off that date. The doctor tells Belinda that they only need to take the long way around. As the TARDIS dematerializes, debris from some Earth landmarks and the certificate float in space. So let's take a look at the production of this episode, beginning with the development. The Robot Revolution was written by Russell T. Davies. He initially conceptualized the idea as a one-off story and later reworked it into a series premiere to serve as a companion introduction. Davies said it was a, quote, difficult episode to write because he struggled with turning a joke about star naming into a full script. He also had his wider narrative about the concerns surrounding artificial intelligence in a real-world context. A working title for the episode included Belinda and the Robots. And now on to the filming. Set design began in Wolf Studios, Wales in October 2023. Production designer Phil Sims said he and Davies took inspiration from Forbidden Planet and This Island Earth when conceiving the sets. They were created with a retrofuturistic appearance influenced by the 1950s. Millennium FX designed the robot costumes over the course of 8 weeks. They were first created digitally and split into 34 different pieces to be printed in 3D. Afterwards, the pieces were assembled with glue and finished with silicone and fiberglass. The polished robot that appears in the episode was designed with a similar 1950s aesthetic, primarily being based on cars of the time period. The robot had unique wheels allowed to move laterally as well as straight ahead, as designers wanted the robot to have a unique range of motion compared to the other robots of similar size. The AI generator was similarly designed to appear large and imposing, with the set and art design teams collaborating to determine where the presence of Alan would be inside the machine. The set for the throne room, where Belinda is initially brought in the episode, is reused for the AI generator's room. The design team placed the head of the generator's design just below the room's centerpiece in order to create the illusion that the room acted like the crown for the generator, and that the room is an extension of him. The episode was by Peter Hoare. It was recorded in the second filming block of Series 15 along with the fourth episode, Lucky Day. Location filming occurred in November 2023 in Roath, Cardiff, while soundstage filming also took place at Wolf Studios. And now finally on to the casting. This episode stars Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th incarnation of the Doctor and introduces Radha Sethu as companion Belinda Chandra. So the previously played a separate but related character in the 14th series episode Boom. Anita Dobson reprised her role as Mrs. Flood, an animated character who was first introduced in The Church on Ruby Road and recurred in the previous series. Alan Budd, the episode's antagonist, was portrayed by Johnny Green, who formerly voiced characters in various Doctor Who and Torchwood audio dramas. Other members of the guest cast included Max Parker, Jeff Kunjelman, Evelyn Miller, and Caleb Hughes. Two of the robots were operated by Stephen Love and Robert Strange. The two worked as Rorth warriors in the Star Beast, while Strange also handled the Boogeyman costume in Space Babies. So overall, I think it's a pretty interesting episode, and as the first episode of Series 15, I actually kind of like it, and yeah, I just hope that the Doctor and Belinda are going to be able to find some way to get back to 2025, so yeah. So overall, I give The Robot Revolution 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. When I tune next time as we take the next episode, Lux. So until then, this is Sylvie and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt, when I say run, run!" And also, actually, before I forget, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and click the notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. And if you want to help support the channel further, then be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link is in the description below. And now I can say, until next time, this is Sylvie and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt, when I say run, run!" I'm first player to the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic. Allons-y! Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.